All right, guys, welcome to the channel. A couple of months ago, the AC on the Celica, this is Maria, 2001 Celica GTS. The AC went out. I thought that maybe the Freon was just low, went to recharge it and found that the condenser had a hole in it. So we picked up a new condenser. With summer getting ready to roll in, let's go ahead and get this thing swapped out. All right, here is the condenser. You got two upper mounting bolts. I think there's actually a bracket here. And then you got your AC lines down in here. So since there's a hole in it, there's no reason to worry about discharging the system. That is our hole. So and that's it. Got it out. All right, we've got the new condenser. What's nice, it's got all of the factory mounts on it and the lower mounts. So nice little aftermarket direct fit replacement. The only thing I forgot is these lower mounts. So from the factory one, you're gonna take this rubber off. That would have been a nightmare. That thing would have been rattling like crazy. And there you have it. The condenser is swapped. So now that we've got the new one in there, a buddy of mine is gonna help me vacuum out the lines. Now that we've got that in there, what you'll wanna do is you'll wanna vacuum out the system and then properly recharge it with the right amount of refrigerant. All right, we've got my buddy Scott here. Scott, say hi. Yep, welcome to the channel. But he is helping me out. We have got what is this thing called? It's an AC recharge line thing. I don't even know what it's called, to be perfectly honest.
Pressure gauges.
The pressure gauges. So we got pressure gauges hooked up. Let's go ahead and flip that around. We've got pressure gauges hooked up to the Celica. We've got a vacuum. We're going to go ahead and pull some vacuum and start trying to vacuum out the system, make space for the new Freon. Also, this is going to help us check whether or not we've got any leaks. So let's get going.
We want to pull as much as we can out of there.
All right. So we're successfully pulling vacuum. Now the question is going to be, does it hold vacuum once we close the system back up? So we'll see if we've got any leaks. All right. So we've closed the system now, and we're going to let this sit for a little bit and make sure that the system holds vacuum. So as long as that gauge doesn't drop, we know that everything's good. And then we can go ahead and start charging the system. So it's been, I don't know, it's been like 5 minutes. We actually turned it back on. We were able to get a little bit more pressure, and it's holding fine. So now I believe, Scott, we're going to pull.
We're going to close off the system to the car.
All right.
By closing this valve.
You're closing the valve. Okay. And then once we get that disconnected, pop a can of Freon in. So Scott was just explaining to me what's going on here, because I'm just unaware of the way these works. So this coupler, once you install it, you actually turn this to open it, and that fully opens the valve. So before you take this off, you want to make sure that you actually fully close this. That closes the valve in the system, then you can remove the coupler. Because unlike these kits that you get from the store, when you pop this on, it immediately just pushes the valve open. So, you know, this is a nicer valve on this kit. So we've got the car started. Yeah. So you're going to make sure that you've got your stuff. You've got the AC set to recirculate. And then we're going to have the AC on max. Let's go ahead and just put that here. AC max cold. And I gotta have to make sure with the light I get this on, but we're gonna crank this all the way on. And AC, we've got light. So we've got the car running, AC's kicking, compressor's on. So now we're gonna go ahead and start filling it with Freon. And you should be able to see this gauge move. And there we are, climbing. And I think that was the compressor just kicking and the engine cycling. So
It's like the compressor's doing what it needs to do. So it's timing. If it wasn't timing, I'd call it time.
all right, we got everything filled, emptied the can. Now we're gonna reattach the low side. And what are we checking for here? Pressure's looking like about 28 pounds. So, but the most important thing, we got cold air. We got cold air again in Florida. There we have it. And now remember the way this works, you want to loosen that to close the valve before removing the unit off the low side. So now the valve is closed and you can pop this off. You don't lose any pressure or anything else. So and that's it. You know, again, super thankful to my buddy Scott helping me out. Honestly, he really did it. I did a little bit of the heavy lifting with getting the bumper off and installing the condenser, but I mean, he handled all of the recharge and everything. So, but yeah, literally recharging your AC system is as simple as that. So, wish I would have done this a little sooner. I might need to get my own set of those gauges. And that vacuum pump was pretty clutch. So, but we've got nice cold AC in the Celica now, and that's enough for today. So until next time, guys.